The Erasmus Programme is a European Union student exchange program established in 1987. Erasmus Plus, or Erasmus Plus, is the new program combining all the EU's current schemes for education, training, youth and sport, which was started in January 2014. The Erasmus program, together with a number of other independent programs, was incorporated into the Socrates program established by the European Commission in 1994. The Socrates program ended on the 31st of December 1999 and was replaced with the Socrates II program on the 24th of January 2000, which in turn was replaced by the Lifelong Learning Program 2007 to 2013 on the 1st of January 2007. History. Origins of the name. The program is named after the Dutch philosopher Desiderius or Erasmus of Rotterdam, known as an opponent of dogmatism, who lived and worked in many places in Europe to expand his knowledge and gain new insights, and who left his fortune to the University of Basel in Switzerland. At the same time, Erasmus is a backronym meaning European Region Action Scheme for the Mobility of University Students. 1987 European Commission proposal. By the time the Erasmus program was adopted in June 1987, the European Commission had been supporting pilot student exchanges for 6 years. It proposed the original Erasmus program in early 1986, but reaction from the then member states varied. Those with substantial exchange programs of their own were broadly hostile, the remaining countries were broadly in favor. Exchanges between the member states and the European Commission deteriorated, and the latter withdrew the proposal in early 1987 to protest against the inadequacy of the triennial budget proposed by some member states. European Court of Justice decision. This method of voting was not accepted by some of the opposing member states, who challenged the adoption of the decision before the European Court of Justice. Although the court held that the adoption was procedurally flawed, it maintained the substance of the decision. A further decision, adapted in the light of the jurisprudence, was rapidly adopted by the Council of Ministers. Adoption and growth. The program built on the 1981 to 1986 pilot student exchanges, and although it was formally adopted only shortly before the beginning of the academic year 1987-1988, it was still possible for 3,244 students to participate in Erasmus in its first year. In 2006, over 150,000 students, or almost 1% of the European student population, took part. The proportion is higher among university teachers, where Erasmus teacher mobility is 1.9% of the teacher population in Europe, or 20,877 people. In the past 20 years, over 2 million students have benefited from Erasmus grants, and the European Commission aims to reach a total of 3 million by 2012. The Lifelong Learning Program 2007 to 2013 replaced the Socrates program as the overall umbrella under which the Erasmus programs operate from 2007. Erasmus Mundus. The Erasmus Mundus program is another, parallel program that is oriented towards globalizing European education. Whereas the Erasmus program is open to Europeans, Erasmus Mundus is open to non-Europeans, with Europeans being exceptional cases. On the 9th of May 2012, Fraternité 2020 was registered as Europe's first European Citizens Initiative. Its goal was to increase the budget for EU exchange programs like Erasmus of the European Voluntary Service from 2014. To be successful, it would have needed 1 million signatures by the 1st of November 2013. It ultimately collected only 71,057 signatures from citizens across the EU. Erasmus Plus, also called Erasmus Plus, is the new €14.7 billion catch-all framework program for education, training, youth and sport. The new Erasmus Plus program combines all the EU's current schemes for education, training, youth and sport, including the Lifelong Learning Programme, Youth in Action and 5 international cooperation programs. The Erasmus Plus regulation was signed on the 11th of December 2013. Participation. There are currently more than 4,000 higher institutions participating in Erasmus across the 33 countries involved in the Erasmus programme, and by 2013, 3 million students had taken part since the programme's inception in 1987. In 2012-13 alone, 270,000 took part, the most popular destinations being Spain, Germany, and France. Our Erasmus students represented 5% of European graduates as of 2012. A number of studies have raised issues related to the selection into the program and the representativeness of the participants. Such studies have raised doubts about the inclusiveness of the program by socio-economic background, level of study, or academic performance. Thus, one study analyzes the financial issues and family background of our Erasmus students, showing that despite the fact that access to the program has been moderately widened, there are still important socio-economic barriers to participation in the program. Another study argues that the reason why the Erasmus program misses its mark to reinforce a European identity is that it addresses university students, who are already very likely to feel European. Finally, a study finds out what seems to be an adverse self-selection of our Erasmus students based on the prior academic performance, with higher-performing students less likely to participate than lower-performing ones. Requirements. The Erasmus program had previously been restricted to applicants who had completed at least 1 year of tertiary-level study, but it is now also available to high school students. Details. Students who joined the Erasmus program study at least 3 months or do an internship for a period of at least 2 months to an academic year in another European country. The Erasmus program guarantees that the period spent abroad is recognized by the university when they come back, as long as they abide by terms previously agreed. Switzerland has been suspended as a participant in the Erasmus program as of 2015, following the popular vote to limit the immigration of EU citizens into Switzerland. As a consequence, Swiss students will not be able to apply for the program, and European students will not be able to spend time at a Swiss university under that program. A main part of the program is that students do not pay extra tuition fees to the university that they visit. Students can also apply for an Erasmus grant to help cover the additional expense of living abroad. Students with disabilities can apply for an additional grant to cover extraordinary expenses. In order to reduce expenses and increase mobility, many students also use the European Commission-supported accommodation network, CasaSwap, Flat Club, or Erasmussen, Eurasmus, or Erasmata Student Mundial, which are free websites where students and young people can rent, sublet, offer and swap accommodation on a national and international basis. A derived benefit is that students can share knowledge and exchange tips and hints with each other before and after going abroad. The Erasmus experience. cultural phenomenon. For many European students, the Erasmus program is the first time living and studying in another country. The program fosters learning and understanding of the host country. The Erasmus experience is considered both a time for learning as well as a chance to socialize. Tutors are often keen for students of subjects such as politics or international relations to participate in Erasmus. It is seen as a great opportunity to study abroad while not having the expense of studying outside the European Union, since the grants available to our Erasmus students are not available to those opting to leave the continent to study. Some academics have speculated that former Erasmus students will prove to be a powerful force in creating a pan-European identity. The political scientist Stefan Wolf, for example, has argued that give it 15, 20 or 25 years, and Europe will be run by leaders with a completely different socialization from those of today, referring to the so-called Erasmus generation. In popular culture, film, most of the characters in the movie L'Auberge Espagnole are enrolled in the Erasmus program, and the program plays a central role in the plot. Books. Pakistani novelist Nimra Ahmed's novel Jannat Ke Pat is based on the Erasmus program, where the protagonist Haya goes to Sarbanchi University through Erasmus Mundus, which marks a turning point in her life. Café Babel. The online public forum Café Babel was founded in 2001 by our Erasmus exchange program students, and is headquartered in Paris. The forum is based on the principle of participatory journalism. As of July 2013, it had over 16,000 registered members, up to 1,500 contributors and 20 local officers writing about Europe as they see it. The volunteer contributors simultaneously translate the forum into 6 languages: French, English, German, Italian, Spanish and Polish.